Gotta turn that down. Hi guys. Oh, he was a bit close. I'm at the moment I'm down kicking around the back of St Ives, and I'm taking the long way home. So hope you guys are doing well. Someone asked me recently why don't I do Coverack, and I will. I definitely will do Coverack because it's a beautiful place. But I've just got to get a little service done on the car first, and then we'll be good to go. Someone also asked me why don't I do? I've done it once, a little bit to camera, you know, showing my face. And I did it that time because I felt like I had to address something directly to you. But I forgot who asked me now. But I just said, like, you know, people want to see beautiful Cornwall, not my ugly mug. So, you know, that was my answer. That's why, you know, you see me on that one video. There's much more beautiful things to look at than little old me. You might hear me coughing, but there's nothing, I'm not ill or anything. I just, every morning I take vitamins, and I think I've got one of them stuck in my throat. I must have the throat diameter of a straw. Every time I take vitamins, or vitamins, I get them stuck in my throat. I'm actually wondering whether to go back through Hayle or take the really long way home, as in going the diametrically opposed opposite direction and going along the St Just coast road. I haven't done that one for a while. I quite like it. I've reduced my, I don't know why I said it like that, I've reduced the video quality down to 720, and I've reviewed it, and it, you know, the last video was 720 and it doesn't really look any different from 1080, so I've done that in respects to getting more memory. Then I skim through St Ives and then back through Hayle or St Just Coast Road. I thought rattling. I don't know. Big grey cloud over there. I've just come out from under that, but there's a big grey cloud over to my left. I go along the St Coast Road. I go under that. My nose is running again. We're inevitably going to meet a bus, double-decker bus. We'll do the St Just Road another time when it's properly sunny. So we'll go this way. The work that I'm having done for all you budding mechanics out there is, well, and full-blown mechanics, is a serpentine belt or an accessory belt My old one's looking a bit tired, so I'm going to have it replaced. I've read that it'll cost anywhere between £60 and £200, but earlier I went to my local garage and asked them, and they said, yeah, we can stick it on there for 45 quid. Great. That'll probably take about an hour to do, if that. So that's good news. Are you going to cross? No. Oh, they put a new co-op there. I was going around a corner earlier before I was recording, and I was singing away to a song, you know, as you do in your car on your own. And I rounded the corner and there's this family there walking, and I'm like, Aah! It looked at me like I'm a complete nutter. Oh, big pothole. The sea's a nice colour today. Aqua. We're going to go up here because we can't go down in St Ives because it's a faff. Oh. Incidentally, on the right up here, my granddad blasted out this car park. Man of many talents. He saved a ship during the war. Apparently can blast out car parks, and he ain't going to last very long doing that. Yeah, the sea's a nice colour today. Yeah, talking about Kovrak, it's I don't know if it's part of the Jurassic Coast or anything, but if you look, the beach is rocky. It's not, I don't think it's a sandy beach, but if you look, because I've done it before, if you look at some of the rocks that have been split in half, you'll see fossils, which is cool. I don't know if it's, I think it's illegal to remove stuff from the beach, but people do. Yeah, people do. Come on, Vitamin, move. Move yourself into my stomach. Skim along the outskirts of St Ives. Big bus. Come on, it's a little car and a massive gap. You can get through that. Thank you. Good job we didn't go into St Ives. Look at all the traffic that's going into it. That's the thing with St Ives during the summer. Gorgeous little town, seasidey town, and thousands of people are trying to be there at the same time. One of my subscribers mentioned that on one of the last videos, I think it was second to last, the video cutting out. I shouldn't do that anymore because I've given myself more memory now. Not me, the phone. I could do with more memory. Go on, buddy. Pump those pedals. I remember when I used to have my mountain bike, and at the time it was really cool to have a scooter, you know, one of those little 50cc thingies, and they could only do like 30, 35, 36 miles an hour. You know, I'd be going by on my mountain bike in my ripped jeans and bomber jacket, overtaking them. See the look of sheer crestfallen look on their face. Quite funny, actually. And into Garbus Bay. And go back and have a bit of dinner. A nice chicken and mayo sandwich in a bun. I was toying with the idea because I looked on eBay and you can get it, royalty-free music, and then adding some of that, you know, like some other YouTubers do. You know, I could have it playing quietly in the background, but some of this royalty music, and apologies for people out there that make it, some of it can sound a bit cheesy. You know, I'd like to have in the background some Eagles or some, I don't know, something easy listening, Fleetwood Mac or something. You know, imagine that. It's a nice evening, summer, sun's going down. Got a bit of Fleetwood Mac going. Now, I am determined this time that this sign down here that always tells me to slow down is not going to tell me to slow down this time. Or have they moved it and completely... No, it's still there. Yeah, see? Normally that'll flash and say, slow down! So yeah, really, you can look at the end of this video, well, this video's to a conclusion to the end of the video that cut out, because I was on my way to Hayle, and then I was going to end the video there. As I set off this morning, I could see all the Amazon delivery drivers filling up in the garage and in the car park, waiting to fill up. There's so many of them. I couldn't help feel sorry for them, you know, the day that they're going to have. You know, the amount of deliveries that they're going to have to cram into their day. Probably for not much pay. I mean, one of the things I've done in the past, I was a carer. It was for a family member. It was for a family member. No, it's for a family member. It was my mother. And I was registered. I got paid by the government, to do it. Not a lot, I might add. And I did that for a few years. And, any carers out there, I take my hats off to you. Because it is one of the hardest jobs you will ever do. And it's thankless as well. Not of the person you're caring for. But you'll get people say to you, what do you do? And you'll say, I'm a carer. And I've actually had a few people come back to me and say, oh, so you're a dole bum. You're unemployed then, you're a dole bum, It really does. It really does amaze me how some people don't have any clue about caring, and what it entails. I mean, ideally, circumstantially, what I'm doing here, I would absolutely love for this to become a job. For this, what I'm doing right now, to become my full-time job. And I suppose every YouTuber, when they first set out, it starts off as a hobby like this, like what I'm doing now. But I suppose, 80-90% of them want it to bloom and blossom into something more. I guess most of it is luck. Whether people find you likeable, watchable, whether you've got a good sense of humour, whether you're informative, I don't know. I suppose it determines on a lot of things, a lot of factors. Look at that Maserati. Wow, nice. But yeah, one day maybe. I mean, the guy I watch, and he won't mind me saying this because he's admitted it himself, he's said himself, at one point he was an addicted gambler, 20-odd thousand in debt, and he got himself out of it. He had a job, and he started doing YouTube videos of DayZ, video game, and now he's doing really well. He's not the richest guy on the planet, but he's surviving, he's doing well, he's comfortable. And that bus really did not sound healthy. Come on, let's go, creep up to the lights. I'm going to let Mr. Van Man out. That's alright, buddy. You're probably wondering where I keep getting that silly little tune from. I think it's one of the Jawas in Star Wars. Those little guys in the Sandcrawler? He's doing something and he's just humming to himself. Talking of getting something stuck in your head, I watched the cheese tax video on YouTube. Every time you go into the kitchen, you've got a dog or a cat, you've got to pay the cheese tax. I've got a dog, I've got to pay the cheese tax, so I can relate to that. Busy in Hayle, and the great thing is the sun's still out. what I'm going to see, a bit of an experiment here. I'm going to see if this video, see if my memory will last until Camborne, because I tried the video, just video recording nothing the other day just to try it out, and it lasted well over 40 minutes, so actually, speaking of living everywhere, I don't think I've ever lived in Hayle. No, actually, I've lived on the towns. I've lived on... They're called the towns, but really they're sand dunes. You know, I've lived up there on the beach. not like a hermit on the beach. Right? Welcome to my sand dune. No, there was like a little chalet park there. I lived there, I did. So yeah, I guess I have lived in Hayle. I guess some of my favourite places would be Germany, near Freiburg, in Bavaria. That was like a fairy tale, that was. And Blackpool. I lived up Blackpool in Lancashire a couple times. Because my dad, he was from Lancashire, Bolton, I think. He's one of those guys, if he didn't hear you the first time, he'd go, eh? But, yeah, love Blackpool. I heard it's not doing so well these days, which is sad. True what Bob Dylan said, times they are a-changing. You go, girl. Good on ya. I always admire people that are obviously a little bit overweight and they're out running. You know? I couldn't do it. I used to. You know, when you're a kid, your legs are elastic, aren't they? I can see he's letting you in. She stalled her car. And we've got a red light. But yeah, some of these runners, these marathon runners, 26 miles. How could you run 26 miles? Looks like we're leaving Hayle at the right time. Looks like the traffic's building up. I remember off to the right here, you can't see it, there's a load of houses there now, but there used to be the tiniest nightclub. And back then I used to live near a place called the Luggan, and it had a little bit of a reputation, shall we say. And, you know, the Luggan boys would come down to Hayle and take over the Pen Mare, as it used to be called. Do you know what? I'm going to take a shortcut because, well, a long cut because the traffic. that day, yeah, we used to. It felt like we took over the nightclub, you know. We'd all arrive in a big gang, not looking for trouble or anything, but just, you know, just a load of teenage boys and a few girls arrive at this tiny little club and fill it up. It's kind of funny. I think because none of us were drinking. A few of us were, but we were giving lifts to those that were drinking. But yeah, I think those of us were driving. One of us gave out some cigars, and we all driving down to. Oh look, new road, smooth. So we all pulled up Penmare with cigars going, feeling like the cat's whiskers. This is nice, smooth. God, if all roads could be like that. It's Yellow Jacket Day. Telling me to slow down for? Mr. Policeman. Oh, if only all roads could be like that. Get down to Gwithian. Is it Gwithian? Little village down here. I think it's Gwithian. And I think we'll turn off. See, if I go down there where he's going, that leads to a car park. And then you could go down onto the beach. Yes, I am. Slow down. Right, now we cut up here. Should cut out all that traffic. No, there definitely wasn't any clenching going on there. Ooh, big dirty black cloud over there. is it coming this way? My nose is running. Well, it's a good job we didn't do the St Just Road, because that's where that big black cloud is. The video is still videoing, so that's good. Sorry about hedge vision, but you know, as you're getting from one place to another in Cornwall, it always involves hedges, so. Amazingly, I don't think I've seen a tractor yet. I've never ever noticed that coming along here before, but you'd think they'd have a pavement. There's a pavement there on the right hand side. You think they'd have a pavement? So that a mother and child could walk along it safely. One of my subscribers was also telling me, I can't remember what particular food item it was, but she'd got a thing to eat when she was outside and a seagull nicked it. I remember being in school, we used to have a tuck shop, T-U-C-K, not, you know. And you could get things from sandwiches, sweets, crisps, even pasties. And I bought myself a pasty. I took one bite from it, you know, to like get the knobbly bit off at the end, to create a little hole, an opening to all the lovely goodness that was inside. And I was going to go take another bite, and when I did, a seagull crapped right in the hole. He pooed right in the hole as I was going to take another bite. And it was lucky my mate said, ugh, because that drew attention to it. Because if I hadn't noticed. So I would have had seagull poo in my mouth. Ugh. See, that cardboard box still hasn't been moved. It was here when I came down earlier. I'll go through Camborne and then end the video there. It's been a reasonably long video, isn't it? To my left we've got some like travel lodge, and there's a Premier Inn. They're kind of like Great Western and stuff like that, you know, little motels where you can sleep for a couple of nights. Yeah, inexpensive. Cornish oven, yummy. Not that I eat like that. See how busy Camborne town is today. Over the cobbles. It's nice, isn't it? Not too many people in today. Oh, I'll stop right beside a bakery. That was very, very sweet. Wow. Off to my left, there was a homeless guy sat outside the store, and that chap I just let across the road, I could hear him talk. So he was obviously disabled in some way, and he's explaining to him, I've just been to a funeral and I just saw you and I wanted to buy you a drink, coffee. That's so touching. It makes you see that when you watch the news and Putin and war in Europe and North Korea saber rattling and China and Taiwan potentially going head to head, you know, it also makes you see that there's so much good in the world. There's still a lot of good left in the world. And on that note, I think I'll end. So remember, guys, do all the things that the algorithm loves. Like, comment, subscribe. Only if you want to. Take care. Be safe. I'll catch you again. See ya.